When I'm out driving with Panthro in the Thunder Tank, we like to listen to the Old School Movements podcast. Thundercats, ho!
Yes, Old School Movements podcast is back in the house. We're here for another rip-roaring ride to 80s nostalgia the way we like it. You know what I'm saying? and on today's show, we've got a guest on the show. How you doing, man? How you doing? I'm going to give you an introduction. Well, yeah, you need an introduction, man.
So, yeah, you can't just say, hey.
In the blue corner.
Podcasting for the Old School Movements podcast. He's from West London. He knows about 80s crisp, 80s food, 80s carnoons. He always remembers Arto, man. It is
the Count of Monte Cristo, the Ayatollah of nostalgia.
Leroy Preston. How you doing?
Thank you very, 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 very much, lads. It's an honor. I swear it is an honor, to be with you guys.
Great to have you.
You don't
Thank
know.
You.
You
It's
do
all
not
good,
know.
Mate. It's
Listening
all good.
to your podcast religiously, even talking to you guys when you guys ain't even there. Bring it on! Bring it on!
Let's do this. So guys, as you know, we do our podcast about the 80s. We love the 80s, and today we are going to go. We've got this theme now going on, like top fives and stuff. We love our top fives and stuff. So in this show, we're going to be talking about our top five TV programs that were made into movies. But it's been happening for a long time.
Yeah.
Like you had, remember Alien Nation was a film, and then people might know it as a TV series.
Yeah.
And go, oh, was there a movie?
That was a big TV series.
You know what I mean? Exactly. That I think that did probably better than the film.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, it did. I remember
Do
that.
you know what I mean? Stacks, did you say that was something you liked?
Yeah, man. I know. But hold on. It was the series, not the film. It was the series, not the film.
Right. And one of the first probably is Fame, because that was a film, and then the TV series was like, you know what I mean?
They sort of hit at the same time though. Did the film and the TV show sort of hit?
It came kind of straight. It's like, it must have come out in the cinema and then went,
Because normally you find there's a big gap. Like either the film comes out and then there's a big gap, the TV show come out, or TV show, big gap, film.
Yeah.
But that was sort of, I remember them sort of at the same time.
That's a good shout. Yeah, Fame.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant shout.
Fame. You had the Pink Panther films that got turned into cartoons. You had like Teen Wolf, Blade.
Never saw the TV show.
Fargo, which is a good series. And do you guys remember when they had Friday the 13th and Freddy's Nightmare TV series, and you thought you was going to see something similar to the films you watched,
movies,
and it was just like it tried to be like. Yeah, it tried to be like the Twilight Zone or something.
I remember Freddy's Nightmares. Yeah, it was more like Stephen King sort of.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, it was odd, man. It was bizarre.
It was
really
very
bizarre.
It was bad advertising, because I remember the Freddy one. I think Freddy was on the front cover.
Yeah.
You thought, okay, you're gonna see Nightmares every week now. It's nah, he wasn't even in it. I think he read a book or something. And today's show, kids, something went on. You know what I mean?
It just wasn't cutting it.
It just wasn't cutting it, man. It just wasn't cutting it. You also had Blue Thunder. That was a film first.
Yes, I remember that.
Series.
I remember the film more than I remember the TV show.
But I wasn't feeling the film.
I wasn't feeling
Actually,
the
had
film.
Airwolf,
All
man.
the TV
It's like
shows. There's Airwolf.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
if you're gonna do a helicopter, it's Airwolf, not Blue Thunder.
It's Airwolf.
It's Airwolf, innit? Yeah.
It's like GoBots and Transformers.
Ooh.
GoBots came out first. Oh, are you a GoBots guy, Leeway?
No, I hate
okay. It's like GoBots came out first, but Transformers just went.
This is how it's done.
See you later.
This is how cars turn into robots.
This is how it's done.
See you later.
Yeah, that's like, and then there was a RoboCop TV series in the 90s.
Yeah,
That was weak.
that weren't good.
Weak.
That was weak.
Weak. So
We've had 7 days.
Yeah. I like that one. There's a Lord of the Rings TV series coming out. That's something.
Yeah.
Later this year. Yeah, that don't look too
Yeah.
bad. That don't look too bad.
So,
I don't know how I feel about that.
And who's in it, D? Who's starring in it?
Lenny Henry.
Okay.
Lenny-
I can't wait to see that.
Oh
I can't
my
wait
God.
to see Lenny back. I don't know what he's going to be doing, but
That'd be big. That'd be big. Yeah. Imagine he's a wizard or something. That'd be good.
like Delbert
Oh my
Del-
God.
Delbert
Delbert
Wilkins.
Wilkins is a wizard.
Innit?
Crucial.
I can't wait. Yeah, wicked spells.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to talk about TV shows that was made into movies. TV shows we watched all as kids, and then years later, they saw a movie made. Because as Chris was saying, a lot of these TV shows, they had a TV movie, but a TV movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know,
pilot was the TV movie.
yeah. It's an hour and a half, isn't it? Yeah.
If it done any good, then that's it. You get a series out of it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I remember
So that was the
with Knight Rider.
pathway.
The pathway.
But yeah, the Michael Knight film. Yeah, all that. So we'll get into number 5. Straight into number 5. At number 5.
This one sort of breaks the mold a bit because this did start a very long time ago as a book, and then this was one of the first back in the days of silent movies. This is when the first movie of this come out was around them days. So this did go from movie, but then there was a big gap until the TV shows that we're going to talk about.
This guy swings from vine to vine, makes a loud noise, and still creeps up on people. You work out. But yeah, Tarzan, the guy that has no facial hair, clean haircut, and he lives in the jungle. He speaks English.
Mr. Ungawa himself.
Yeah, lives in the jungle. Lord of the Apes. He raised by apes, right?
Yeah. That's how the story went. Yeah.
Raised by apes. Was he left? Did they forget? Is it like Home Alone?
Yeah, I think it was a Home Alone, but in the jungle. Yeah.
Home Alone. We forgot the baby. In them days, there's no planes. So what's the point getting him? He's gone. Yeah. What's the point?
It's either a wicker basket down the river or he's got lost. It's one of them two, isn't it?
Yeah. Or they went on the picnic, left him
at the picnic.
Took the picnic basket, but not the basket with the kid.
And when they got home, Tarzan! We forgot Tarzan!
But was that his name though? Was he called Tarzan and went to the jungle?
Not in the film.
Who's going to name him?
Not in the film.
What do you mean not in the film? What do you mean not in the film? Yeah.
In the film, his name's something like Henry or John. Something like that.
What? Wait a minute. Yeah, who named him Tarzan though?
God knows.
The apes.
Yeah, who
must
named
have.
him Tarzan?
Yeah, how? Apes can't be naming no one.
Well, the apes taught him how to talk. So
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
I've seen Planet of the Apes. They can talk, man. I've seen.
Planet of the Apes might have taught him.
Yeah, they could talk.
It's around the same time. Maybe they landed on Earth, saw him, taught him. Spider-Man got involved. He thinks from vine to vine, and then left. He just got an amalgamation of all different heroes. Started just to wear pants. But I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
It all dates back to a book that came out in about 1912, and this book got made into a whole series, spanning about 20 years until one of the ones we know, the black and white ones, the guy Johnny Weissmuller, he was one of the most
Olympic swimmer.
That's the guy. He done the first
what?
Olympic swimmer. He was back in the 30s. I think it was maybe late 20s.
That was the series we used to watch, right?
No, this was a later one. That one finished in 1948, and that was the first one. It was black and white, but it was the first one to have sound with it. And then a bit later on, they done another show between 66 and 68 with a guy called Ron Ely. That's the one I think we used to.
That's the one.
That's the one
we
we used
and he had a boy. He had a little boy that was hanging around.
And they just called him Boy. Do you remember? He was like Boy.
Yes, I remember him.
And they still kept Cheetah, the chimpanzee, but they lost Jane. Jane weren't in that one in the 60s. That got replayed in the 80s. There was no Jane in it.
Yeah.
So that's the sort of one that we remember.
That's another thing. Where did Jane come from?
I know where Jane comes from.
No, I remember Fridays, 6 o'clock. I remember watching the Johnny Weiss or whatever his name was. I remember watching his version. I don't remember the second one that you mentioned.
Yeah.
So the guy you're saying, Leroy,
they were the black and white ones.
Is that black and white still?
But they were black and white. You'll remember him, dear, if you saw
and he was prominent.
Yeah, big.
Yeah, he was the
guy,
prominent
wasn't he?
one.
Same again, no facial hair, like.
Cheetah, Ngawa.
Most of the sayings come from his one, and they've rolled them over into the 60s.
So the one that you saw, Leroy, did he have Boy as well and Cheetah?
No, he had Cheetah and Jane.
He had Me, Tarzan, You, Jane. It was that one, Me, Tarzan, You, Jane.
Cheetah and Jane.
It was that one. And he did speak, he spoke like that, like as if he was brought up. Whereas the one we watched, he was fully educated, spoke in the nicest of accents.
Yeah.
That was the one we like, oh, here you go, madam, here's the rope, swing across to that tree. We watched that sort of.
I'm just off to wash my pants. It was a strange guy. He was a strange guy, man. He was but I remember one when it came into colour.
I like the filmation one.
Yeah, the filmation one. The colour was amazing.
The filmation one was wicked. Yeah.
But do you remember the colour one, right?
Yeah.
You know when things come in, and this Tarzan was like a superhero, because I swear he had a suit and he would get out of and be Tarzan. Do you know
the 60s?
I remember him. He was the one he was in Smokey and the Bandit. What was his name? Mike something. He was the sheriff's deputy or something like that. And he was silly in that one, but he was like the Sean Connery of Tarzan.
That's it. That's it. That's the guy.
He
Yes.
He
looked like Sean Connery. He had a suit on, get on a plane, go to Africa and wear pants.
Thank you.
This might be the Rod Ely one, because that was based on, he was a well-educated character who was tired of civilization. Having grown up in the jungle, then moving to the city, he'd sick of it. So he wanted to go back. He went back to that's probably
the one.
And that lot.
But this guy wore garbs and then went.
No, he wore garbs, man. Yeah.
Suit,
he wore and then just wore leather pants.
Yeah. And
through the tree.
Yeah.
Chris, as you were saying, the Filmation cartoon one.
That was one of the best.
Amazing.
Best Tarzan. Better than the Disney ones.
It was that same animation, that He-Man and that movement.
That run. That run.
Yeah, that look, turn, run.
The way he done these. It was wicked,
man. That was the best Tarzan I've seen.
That was proper 70s. That was only aired for a year, but they just ran it. 76 to 77, and just kept going with it.
Amazing. And then, so as we're saying, TV shows we used to watch turn into films. So we watched these Tarzans, the black and whites, the colour when he wore his Armani suit, and then the Filmation cartoon.
There was one around the early 80s that had Bo Derek in it as Jane. It's not that one, is it?
No. The one I'm alluding to is Christopher Lambert.
Yeah, Greystoke.
The
Legend of Tarzan.
Yes, Greystoke. Yeah, I remember that.
Greystoke.
That was popular.
It was popular, but I wasn't feeling that movie.
I wasn't feeling it, to be quite honest.
I wasn't. I'm not a Lambert fan, so yeah.
Lambert.
That's a cheese.
Lambert. Right? It had that same feel as around that time. You had films that felt like this film, right? And see if you could follow me. Like, you remember the film like Amadeus? Yeah. It had that kind of feel as Greystoke, but that kind of feel.
Did have that feel.
You know what I mean? That dusty feel. Look.
No, I'm with you.
But do you know? I'm trying to think of another film that is on that same ilk. But
that
there were
level,
films at that time that I thought to myself, you had a good subject matter here, and you didn't.
You ran away with it.
But I think with Greystoke, didn't they put sort of play more on what he done when they brought him back to? Did they bring him to England or something?
They brought him to England, yeah.
And it was more that story and of him trying to get into social
back home. I think his parents came back for him.
Yeah. He was like not the Count, but something of Greystoke, like the Duke of Greystoke. He was in that line. And they went and brought him back, and he just didn't fit in. I don't remember much of like the Tarzan bit, which everyone liked, but that's the only. It was Greystoke, Legend of Tarzan, but the word Tarzan is not mentioned in the whole film, even though it's in the title, Legend of Tarzan. Right. No one calls him Tarzan, didn't it? It's all Lord Greystoke or something Greystoke or whatever.
Yeah.
So I didn't like it. There wasn't enough Tarzan stuff in it.
No. From what I can remember, no, I didn't enjoy that film whatsoever. Nah.
But the thing is, we still don't know who called him Tarzan.
No.
And did he have a surname? Like,
I think Greystoke was.
And also,
think it must have been
where
Greystoke.
Jane came from. Where did Jane?
Yeah,
come
Jane. Sorry, Jane was part of the excursion when the collar,
I remember.
what, you know, I'm
from?
calling them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
they
colonies.
came over. And she was an explorer with them, and Tarzan said, "Oh, oh, woman."
A bit like the King Kong scenario, and he gets
Yeah,
hold of one of the women who's
Yeah, he's like, yeah, and
You're a woman.
Yeah, remember Carry On done a Tarzan as well. Remember the Carry On Tarzan?
Yeah, with Terry Scott, innit? Yeah.
Yeah, Terry Scott. Yeah. Me Tarzan, you Jane.
I do remember that. He looked more like Fred Flintstone.
Yeah.
Didn't he? Or Barney Rubble.
Yeah. Hey, Brad. But yeah. Tarzan for me, I prefer the TV shows than any of the films that came out.
Hell yeah.
Same here. Yeah.
Hell
Cartoon
yeah.
and TV shows. Even the black and
Yeah.
white ones better than the films.
Yeah. Country Mile.
And I believe there is some new ones on its way. Like as you said, the Disney one. But I believe they will revive him.
The Greystoke was the first out of all of the Tarzans from the 20s onward. The Greystoke one was the first one to get nominated for a few Oscars. Didn't win any, but then a few years later, Disney make a version and it wins Oscars for the cartoon version, which I wasn't feeling that version.
But Elton John sang on it. That's why it won
Yeah.
Oscars for soundtrack. and Tarzan being more cultural, having dreadlocks this time, and
Yes.
give him the thumbs up.
I noticed that.
Yeah. Anyhow, that was Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle. What piss take. But so in at number 4, these two guys, right, were legendary.
These were on your screens a lot back in the day.
A lot. Every kid knows these guys for their car, for the way they used to talk to each other. They were so good. They even brought out an English version called The Professionals. But it started with these two guys, Starsky and Hutch, man. 1975 to 1975.
All hail Starsky and Hutch. All hail Starsky and Hutch, man. Oh my days.
Starsky and Hutch, mate. Dave Starsky and Ken Hutchinson.
Kenneth. I never knew that.
Ken Hutchinson.
They were so cool.
The program weren't called Starsky and Hutchinson.
No,
They were like,
just his
just
nickname.
Hutch.
Just the Hutch.
You know. But yeah,
They were just so cool, man.
They were cool. Every week, a different garm set. A different. You
Oh,
know, they
gosh.
wore cardigan, leather.
Yeah.
Like people talk
Wicked.
about.
Wicked.
People talk about all these programs that are like Sex in the
Yeah.
City. Every week, there's a different handbag. These dudes were doing it before anybody.
Leather jackets.
Every
and
week.
flares.
They
Leather
were
jacket,
hip.
big collars, cardigan, jeans,
Afros.
Adidas,
Innit?
mate,
Starsky's
afros,
afro.
Huggy Bear was
Yes.
doing it every episode.
Huggy
Innit?
Bears, velvet suits. You remember that look, the hat with the jean jacket, mate. They were busting gums.
Listen, they were gummed up, man.
When I think of the old Starsky and Hutch day, I remember when we used to go out, like bopping streets, whatever, back in when we were little. If we got soaked, if we got proper soaked, we'd do that move.
Yeah, you'd remember that.
do that.
Yeah, you'd remember that.
We'd
wouldn't
do that
you?
move,
Yeah.
innit? You know? The cardigan
intro.
move.
Yeah.
The intro. Me and Darren would do it. Like we'd be like walking like as if it was slow-mo, like.
Oh yeah.
We used to do that.
For real.
Get
I
soaked,
remember.
you'd do that.
You do that move, the beginning credits. Yeah, with the
Yeah, the
cardigan
beginning,
on.
that's what you remember. You
Mate,
remember that in the beginning
and the bit
credits.
when David Soul lands on the car and freeze frames.
Yeah, you do.
Them credits
Mate.
were wicked. Them opening scenes were wicked.
Mate.
Yeah,
But that, in the rain bit, I remember that. I
we used to
haven't
do
thought
it.
about that
If we were walking
until
home
you mentioned it.
from somewhere, we got soaked. We'd do that. We'd look at each
Yeah.
other. Yeah,
Drenched like Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah,
Mate.
man. These guys, man.
Mate. Yeah,
These
love
guys
that.
were so cool.
They
so
were.
cool, man. You know, even their theme tune. They had
Their
two theme
theme
tunes.
tune.
Theme tune was wicked.
Yes.
It was
typical-
just
the car chase
Yeah.
music. You know,
It was
funk.
that
Yeah,
funk.
Funk.
The wacka
But-
wacka tunes,
funky,
man.
proper
Yeah.
funky.
Yeah. But what I love about these guys, they had time to go fast food shops as well. Like, no matter what pace was going on, they'd always go for a burger and a shake. No matter what's
Yeah.
going on, we need our fuel. We need our fuel.
Yeah.
But what I did like, when they're about to unwrap a burger and they hear they have to go
then
and
they
just
throw it,
dash
and
the
then-
food.
Dash it, innit?
It's a waste of a hot dog.
Yeah, I used to hate that.
What are you doing? This is America. You can't do that.
You could have just
I
drove
want
with
that.
it.
Huh?
You could have just drove the car with it in
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You could eat that, man. Drive and
Come
eat.
on, man. Come on.
They were
my
based on
gosh.
real cops from New York as well. The production crew went and spent a good few months with these two cops who sort of got infamous and known for the way they copped,
Handled people.
the way they handled
Yeah.
things, like, yeah. And
They were
and
cool.
it
They were
was-
the cool cops.
They were the cool, yeah, and they
They
used
were
a
the
lot
cool
of
cops.
their cases for storylines for Starsky and Hutch,
Yeah.
like a few years later.
I love Starsky and Hutch, man. And the thing about it, but you know what I didn't like? Like, once I didn't like, I had to get used to it. Do you remember when David Soul got a moustache, like in season 5 or so? It just looked odd.
Yeah.
Like, as a kid,
It
you
did
want,
look
you want the
odd.
hero
Yeah,
to look
I
like the
remember
hero all the time. Man got a
Exactly.
moustache, you went,
It's true.
what you did? What's going on here?
That's like Magnum shaving his off. It just wouldn't have
Yeah,
worked.
it wouldn't
It
work.
just wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
do you remember there were some episodes when their car wasn't even in it? You thought,
Yeah.
you can't not have
Yeah.
the car
You
in
gotta
it.
have
You
Torino,
can't have
man.
the car, the
You go-
iconic car, man.
Can't
Yeah,
have
but
the Gran
But I
Torino.
think Hutch, he had like some brown car. Sometimes he used to go in that car.
They used to
What
chuck
you
the
doing
light
in
on
that?
top
And
of
you used
it.
to think,
Yeah.
nah, what's he doing?
Nah. Yeah, this ain't part of this. This ain't what I signed up.
Not what I signed up for at all.
It's got to be
Yeah,
the
yeah.
red and white, and then put the siren on top.
Put the
Yeah, the
siren
siren
on
on.
top.
When they used to put the siren on, yeah.
Mate,
Classic, man.
Wicked.
Mate,
Wicked.
that amazing program. And like, but as kids though, watching it, there were adult crimes going on. You know, this is like
there
cocaine deals,
was.
heroin deals, murders.
Weekly Death Wish. It weren't like watching
Yeah,
Knight Rider.
yeah, it was exactly. It's like a weekly. It was gritty, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
broken
gritty.
glass everywhere.
gritty.
It was proper gritty. it was proper. It was proper downtown.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That and Cagney and Lacey, like, you know, the
Yeah,
two blokes,
Cagney and Lacey
two
was,
girls.
yeah, that was gritty as well.
Gritty stuff right there. But we were entertained because of the red car. The
Yeah,
red,
for real.
Yeah.
you know, the
For real.
Coca-Cola looking car
Yeah.
got us hooked. You know what I mean?
You know
So
what? I
Yeah,
wanted one of
it's
those
true.
cars so badly.
Yeah.
what's that?
I wanted one of those cars so badly.
The car.
But I couldn't find one. And the nearest
I
thing
had the
could find-
corgi, man.
I remember
I,
the
but I
corgi.
wanted a big one. You know what I done? I had a Dukes of Hazzard car and I painted it white. So that I could.
You
I put a
didn't.
base. Yeah,
Sacrilege.
I put a base coat on it because I was gonna paint it red and then do the white stripe up the side. That's why I painted it white.
Oh,
I just never got around to painting it red.
but you sabotaged the General Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes the General Lee to get our Starsky and Hutch, and I ended up with neither.
I
Just a white
had
police car.
both, man. Yeah, I had the little generally, and anyway, we digress, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One quick question, lads.
Yeah.
Professionals or Starsky and Hutch?
Starsky and Hutch for me.
Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, that's a good question because
That
professionals,
is a good question.
professionals for me, it is Starsky and Hutch
It is
in
It
English.
is.
Yeah.
And I felt like if there's Minder, professionals, Sweeney, it's
Ooh.
professionals.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, for me, it's professionals, and so it has that about it because and some locations were West London as well. So I've got a connection with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert Shepherd's Bush, wasn't
For
it?
that, yeah, I'm drawn to it for that West London connection of professional shooting. But do you know what? It's a hard call.
It's not shot in California, and it's not like
Yeah.
when you're that age. For me, it was all about
It's sunshine, hot dogs,
Yeah.
Adidas,
Yeah,
cardigans. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't he have a pair of Nike Cortez as well?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
Adidas,
a
Nike
pair of
Cortez.
Nike
That's what I'm
Cortez.
saying. They had-
Cortez, yeah, the Cortezes, yeah.
I think
They
Starsky
were-
used to wear the more sort of casual clothes,
Yeah.
isn't it?
They had flares, they had jeans, cords.
What I don't like, though, we're going to move on now. We're going to skip forward many years later. They decided to bring out a film version, and what I don't like, I don't think I've seen it because it was a comedy, and it shouldn't be a comedy. There was humor in
don't want
Starsky and
to.
Hutch, but it wasn't a comedy. You know what I mean? It was.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, man. Have any of you guys seen that?
You know what? I've seen
Here,
it.
here, Chris.
Okay. Well, it looks like it's going to be a debate between the four of us now because I liked it.
Did you?
I
Like
liked
Did you?
it. I liked it
No.
for the fact that hear me out, Leeway. Hear me out. I liked it for the fact that it didn't take itself seriously. It said Starsky and Hutch is Starsky and Hutch. We're not going to try and be this film right here. We're just going to take the piss of the nostalgia of it.
I thought it was meant to be a proper prequel.
Objection,
I thought it was meant to be a
Honor.
prequel to the TV series. So I weren't expecting it to be as comedy as what it was, because I don't know. I
enjoyed it.
I respect both actors, Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. I respect both of them as actors and comedians, but you cannot destroy these icons.
Yeah, I agree with you on
you
that.
You can't
one.
do it.
No, I don't. Stacks, come on.
But then Snoop sort of works as Huggy Bear.
Help me out, Stacks.
Yeah,
you get away with that, but I'm sorry. But the comedy.
Put it this way, you know me. You know I don't really like films, right?
Yeah.
So,
drum roll.
It wasn't. It wasn't bad because of the fact that it didn't taint my idea of Starsky and Hutch, because
same here.
It's just two completely different things.
It didn't offend me.
Ben Stiller and they are funny. Snoop as Huggy Bear makes sense for a modern new
perfect character for it.
It didn't offend me. It was like I know Starsky and Hutch.
I didn't take it seriously. I knew it wasn't going to be like Starsky and Hutch.
For me, it's like this ain't messing with what I remember of Starsky. I know Starsky and Hutch in the 70s, and this is something else for me, and I'm just going to enjoy it and just.
The one was most offended. Upset.
I definitely did give it a chance, because I didn't want to upset what I remember of the original one. So I didn't. But it done well at the bottom. A £60 million film made $170 million. So a lot of people do agree with you guys, and they must have gone and saw it.
Well, they went in drones because of it Starsky and Hutch. Whether they liked it or not, it doesn't go down in Ben Stiller history. When you talk about Ben Stiller films, you don't jump up Starsky and Hutch. So
bingo.
Yeah, bingo, but at the same time, touche, young man, because I just think, like I said, it didn't cloud my mind of what I saw back then. It just took the piss, didn't take it seriously. It said, we respect the film, so we're just going to have a laugh with it. When you take the piss is when you make Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters that came out a couple of years. That's taking the piss out of something.
Or Total Recall.
Or Total Recall. That's taking the piss out of something.
Yes.
Yeah. But I don't think...
That's...
Did you watch the whole of the remake of Total Recall?
I ain't watched it at all. I'm not watching that. I don't even want to watch it, mate.
I thought you had a valid reason for the same attack.
Because they're taking their piss. That's why I'm not watching it.
It doesn't need to be remade, does it?
It doesn't
leave
need
it
to be
alone. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
And it tried to be serious as well. I'm sorry.
That's it, man. I need some of that Quaid. Open your mind.
Do you know what I'm saying?
For real.
You can't remake that. Come on.
Release the reactor.
Hey, man, I got 5 kids to feed.
I'm gonna crush you.
Screw you. But coming in at number 3. So Starsky and Hutch. I don't mind either of them. I don't mind. I love the series. I don't mind the remake.
Yep. No, fair enough. That's good on that.
But Leroy is disgusted, and that's a fair opinion from you.
Thank you, sir.
Number 3. So this one was a sly program, because this program just jumped at me. It just saw me, and I said, okay, I'm watching it.
Sneaked up.
And it just sneaked up. And it sneaked up with this little stick man with a halo on his head. And I was like, that's what got me. But the beginning of it, well. He was driving a car. I swear he took a woman out on a date or something. He was drinking champagne.
Yeah, he's done a lot of things.
He done a lot of things, that stick man.
And I was like, okay, the stick man's all right. This stick man's all right. The Saint, Simon Templar.
Love the Saint.
This is another one that dates back a long time, and there's been many films before the TV shows that we know.
And different Saints, because
different Saints.
We're used to the 1980s version. We're used to the 1979.
Return of the Saint. Return of the Saint, wasn't it?
Yeah, Return of the Saint. Yeah, Ian Ogilvy played Return of the Saint.
Ian Ogilvy was our Saint. Was the guy that we remember as the Saint.
The original Saint that everyone likes.
Was too young.
Is one of our favorite actors as James Bond. So for us seeing seeing the Saint already seen as James Bond. He didn't work for me as
he didn't.
Saint.
He didn't.
He did because
I was used to Ian Ogilvy.
Yeah, and the thing is, how was that a secret in our young lives? No one ever told me, oh, that's
the Saint dude, the James Bond dude. The Saint dude.
No one ever told me that.
Not until after I'd seen the other Saint, I don't think.
No, unless I saw it for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was the same.
I never knew Roger Moore. All these years watching James Bond films, no one ever said to me, yeah, he was better as the Saint, I remember him in the Saint.
You know, my mum used to say that all the time.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, she did.
I didn't know that.
I didn't find out until later.
Yeah, I didn't find out.
I watched the reruns late. Late.
Some of them are good. Some of them are good still, but I'm watching James Bond like it's like you're my James Bond, like you're not the Saint. The Saint's that other dude.
Yeah, he's my favorite James Bond.
Yeah, but this Ian Ogilvy, he was a it was a good show. It was a filler because remember we ain't got video recorders yet. We ain't got streaming, all that what we got now. So it was so and James Bond only come on once a year. Yeah. So to have someone who was like him weekly.
Exactly.
Was a treat.
With that Jaguar as well, man.
Yeah, the white Jaguar,
the
right?
Jaguar was.
We all had the toy of that as well, with the Saint on the bonnet.
Had that,
Yeah. A good theme tune. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I know it had a good theme tune.
It was like a Pink Panther song. I remember it being like a Pink Panther sort of tune. And that theme tune,
Stickman's at the beginning.
That's the same theme tune that ran in from the 1940s for all the films, and there was a radio show. This was a radio show as well with Vincent Price as the Saint. That had the same theme tune. That theme tune is just staying all through them years. The same theme tune, never been changed.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah,
that was one of the highlights when I was watching the program. Was the Stickman and the theme tune.
Exactly. And I saw it started, but went dum, 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 and then started the music.
It was weird.
It was just
dum, 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 dum. I remember that. Yeah,
it was a big program.
And back in them days as well, for Roger Moore, the opening title in every one, he broke the big rule back then. Don't talk to the camera. That's how it opened. It would be him talking to the camera. About whatever. And then they merged that over into the Ian Ogilvy one. So he would talk to the camera, and then but the bit I loved was right at the end. Something had happened, and then the halo would appear above his head. Just give that look to camera or the look up at the halo, and that I don't know. It's that bit. It used to be wicked, man.
I loved that program.
That was good.
And again, it's one of them programs. I didn't know what time it was coming on. I just found it on telly.
It was sporadic because
I got a feeling it might have been a Sunday thing,
It was Sunday. It was a
Sunday thing.
Yeah, it
after
was,
Weekend World or something.
Yeah,
before Weekend World or something like that.
After one of them.
But I remember just always being there to watch it, but not timing it, but just catching it like beginning credits. Like I'm in.
I think another reason that one was better as well because. That they actually shot on locations where the Roger Moore one was all I think shot at Elstree, even when they were meant to be in Italy, Paris, whether it was shot at Elstree. Whereas the one we grew up watching, they had the budget to go to Europe and shoot on location, and it was like watching a weekly James Bond, like you say. It was mad.
It was, for real. Good call.
And from him doing that, he got the call to play James Bond as well because. Roger Moore said he was going to hand his notice in after one of the films, and he was the next person in line. But then Roger changed his mind, stayed on for another couple of films. Then he said, "I'm going." So he 2 or 3 times they said to him, "Like you're going to be the next James Bond. You're going to step in there." But he never. Roger Moore did hold it out for a good few films, but Ian did manage it. He played sort of a Bond character in a whole 1990s. US commercials, not sure what they were, but he was like an English Bond. And get this is a weird one. He plays a secret agent in the US TV show Kung Fu in one episode, and he actually gets called Bond in it because the actors, the Americans actually mistook him for James Bond. Yeah.
Wow. So that's the same TV series. So the 1997, the movie comes out. Val Kilmer, the same. Now, when I heard that it was coming out, I didn't really get excited or anything. Like
I did.
I said to you before.
I was excited to see it.
The 90s for me is a blur. I didn't really stay in. I didn't really watch much TV. I was raving. It was a different time. So nothing really. Do you know what I mean?
Shapes the Voodoo Ray.
Yeah. So
you're the one standing next to the speaker.
So I was that guy. So when I heard the Saint come out, okay, Val Kilmer's going to be the Saint, and I'd only seen Val Kilmer from the Doors film, and which I liked, and I thought, okay, but I'm not going to go cinema to see it. And I don't think I've seen it as a full film.
I've seen it.
Bits. I've seen it in bits, and it was like a Mission Impossible type dude.
Yes.
It was more techy, more gadgety. Yeah, I got that from
like wearing masks and stuff like that. And
exactly.
I just didn't get into what I was. Yeah, I don't think Val Kilmer was the right guy for it.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
Like what you were saying, you said you saw you saw him in, but you liked him in
The Doors.
The Doors, yeah. I liked his performance in The Doors. I liked him in Top Gun, but I didn't like him. I didn't like him for Top Secret. So when I saw this come out, I just pictured him out of Top Secret, and I thought, nah, I ain't gonna watch it, man. It looks like it's gonna spoil my Saint memories. It looks like a comedy again, definitely. So I ain't gonna watch it.
Yes,
but I do like Val Kilmer, man. But yeah, I'm glad I didn't watch it.
No, you that was the best thing because it was poor.
Yeah,
it was really, really poor. I was
Did you go cinema to see it?
No, I didn't go cinema to see it, but I was really, really disappointed when I saw it.
Yeah,
I thought, you're shattering my dreams.
You're not going to get back.
Exactly, precisely.
And you know, it's one of them films. It's so cacked. Like no TV station just wants to put it on. Not even like
Thank you.
Yeah.
Channel 5 don't want it. No one wants it.
I've never stumbled across it on telly. Never.
Yeah, you never stumbled across that. Yeah, it's just so weak.
There is one I do want to stumble across though. In 2017, they made a pilot of The Saint, a new one. I think it's an ABC or NBC, whatever, American production. And it was that bad, no one bought it. No one picked up on it. It's never been shown, but it got shown. Actually, no, it was made in 2013. It got shown in 2017 on the back of Roger Moore's in it, and it was the last bit of filming he ever done. So it got released in 2017 as a tribute to Roger Moore. But I've never seen it. Even Ian Ogilvy's in it as well. There's a part he's in it as well, but I've never come across that.
Oh, no,
never heard of that.
2017 American action film directed by Ernie Barabash and starring Adam Rayner as Simon Templar. But yeah, never heard of it. I feel like I want to watch that one now. If it's got Roger Moore in it and Ian Ogilvy in it.
You know, Chris has got time for these things.
I know Chris got time for anything, man.
No, but just out of interest, it sounds interesting.
It sounds exactly. That's got me interested. Like
that's nostalgia, isn't it?
But seeing it never got picked up in 2013. Yeah, exactly. They had to release it to play homage to Roger Moore, so that's made me kind of want to watch it. But it can't be that good because someone would have picked up on it back in 2013.
Yeah. But I have heard they are remaking The Saint again.
And another movie.
I've never watched this program, but did any of you guys watch Bridgerton? Is it called Bridgerton?
Yes, I know of it. I know some of the characters.
You know the black guy in it?
Yeah, is it him, the English guy?
He's going to be the Saint.
Okay, he's a good actor. He's quite good in that. Bridgerton.
Apparently, he's going to be able to work. Templar.
Might work.
But watch this space. In at number 2, now we've mentioned this guy, and this again. This is a program, you had your fix of V and you started to feel like, you're ready to watch adult kind of programs now. Like, I can understand.
There is staying up late.
I'm staying up. I understand stuff now. And
10:40.
Yeah, and it's on a Thursday. I'm sure it was on a Thursday as well.
Yeah, it was. And it was at 10:40.
10:40 after news at 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After Trevor. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. After Trevor, you got to watch this guy, yeah? And if you're in trouble and you need help, you got to call the Equalizer.
Yeah.
In the newspaper. You got
to call the Equalizer. Yeah, in the newspaper.
It's got a problem. Odds against you. Call the Equalizer.
You got to call the Equalizer. And just the name alone, like the Equalizer.
He's going to make things right, innit? Straight away, he's going to put things right.
He's going to level it up.
Because
he's going to do a Boris and level up.
Yeah. In the 80s, equalizer was a big word, but you had graphic equalizer. Yeah. That's a big word. I've got to use a graphic equalizer. You know what I mean? Right? And then you had the program, the Equalizer. Do you know what I mean? And it
weren't about a sound technician. It weren't about a sound.
right?
That's
Like,
hilarious.
and like when this program come out again, you feel adult because Kojak was
Yeah.
you know, you'd watch it, but your parents were watching it. But now you're watching this.
You're watching this.
You're
Thank
telling
you.
your
It's
parents,
true.
you know what? There's a show on that you
Yeah.
lot might like. Do you know what I mean? Because
This didn't have many gags either. This was straight.
yeah,
This
Yeah,
was
it's
straight
straight.
serious
you
shit.
know what I mean. You're poking your head to see Kojak. You're poking your head to see
Hill
Hill
Street
Street
Blues.
Blues.
Real Street
Yeah.
Blues.
Yeah.
Scratch out Lou Grant though. You eradicate Lou Grant from there.
Who?
You remember Lou Grant?
No, who's that?
Grant,
Ah,
Who's
look
Lou
that
Grant?
up, Chris.
that rings a
Ah,
bell.
that used to
That
be
rings a
on.
bell.
That used to
What,
be
from
on.
Hill Street Blues.
And 1040. No.
Lou
This
Grant?
was a character.
What? Oh.
This is a look it up. Anyway,
Okay.
Hill Street Blues.
Hill
V.
Street Blues.
V.
Yeah. So and V kind of like it was like a compromise for your parents and you. It's
Yeah.
sci-fi for you. It's political for them. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for real.
There's subliminal things for them to go, oh, okay. And for us, it's the spaceships and the man from
Yeah.
Beastmaster. Yeah. So we're enjoying
And
that.
Freddy Krueger.
I'm Freddy Krueger.
And before he was Freddy Krueger, we don't know he's Freddy Krueger yet. So that was the
he's
truth.
Willy from V. Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's
Willy.
Willy from V.
V.
You know, there's a new horror film with Willy from V in it.
Yeah.
That was the talk.
What that little dude with the was she at? Yeah, that dude.
Him. He's playing a horror guy.
The nerd.
Anyway,
The
yeah,
nerd, yeah.
he's the nerd.
The one who likes the
nerd.
humans.
It's mice. So now, Equalizers creeps up, and it crept up. I said,
It did. Hell
we
yeah.
feel like we can handle these programs now. And just from the music, it was something like it was a kind of tune that Phil Collins would have made. It's just
Yeah,
like some
It was loud.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
mate. And as you said, Leroy, look in the paper, find his number and all that. And what I liked about the Equalizer, what I first didn't like, but it's the first time I've seen this. Remember, we come from a generation of Starsky and Hutch, Dirty Harry, where you shoot a man. Yeah. This guy didn't. He equalized.
He just needed
was
his
like,
big coat. All he needed was
took
his
you out.
coat.
he just no,
Yeah.
remember, he just spoke to you. Give me the gun.
Yeah.
Just give me the gun. You don't want to do this.
He can
And he
talk you out
speeched
of
you.
anything.
Yeah.
He was a speechalizer.
He
Yeah.
did.
Speechalizer.
He was a speechalizer. He hardly killed people. Do you remember that? He hardly killed people.
Yeah.
But hardened criminals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're talking
He
about anything,
speechalized them.
isn't it?
Yeah, man. And so
Speechalized.
and with it being gritty, like the only gritty bit is the crime they did.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then he would
Yeah, yeah.
investigate
Yeah,
their
they were-
thing
He won't go
and
do the gritty
speechalize
stuff.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Speechalized.
mate.
I
But
like
it was
that.
still good. It was still good.
But it was gripping. But it was an Englishman in New York doing his thing. Do you know what I mean? It was also like Victor Maitland from Beverly Hills Cop turned good and said, "Hold on, I want to do a good deed." He had that same tone. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he did.
But he was a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
guy. 1985 to 1989, man.
Yeah,
Loved
4 years,
Equalizer.
22 episodes a year. So yeah, they churned some out. Yeah, I liked it, man. It was good.
Loved it.
Big,
Good.
And then we fast forward to 2014, and Denzel Washington
Mm.
turns into the Equalizer. Stax is shaking his head with disgust. Stax, have you seen it? Did you like it? What's your view on that?
I'll be honest with you, I can't even remember if I've seen it
And what are you shaking your head for?
because
You're listening to music.
I've got to interject there. Sorry.
I just
Seth,
know
yeah.
it's not. I know it's not gonna cut it. I know it's not. And I know I'm gonna get flamed for it. I don't like Denzel Washington.
You don't like Denzel Washington. I know that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Nah, I've got to disagree. I've watched both the Equalizer films and I love them.
I like
I
one.
watched them
Two, I was a bit
again and
disappointed.
again and again.
Does it disturb what you remember of?
No, it doesn't.
No, don't for me.
It doesn't. I don't really, because I like Edward Woodward's, his
Okay.
version.
Yeah.
His version, and I like, Denzel Washington's version. So
Yeah.
no, I'm
Denzel
sorry.
Washington is his he just might as well called his one Given instead of Taken. But he's just black Taken. It's the same Taken dude. You know what I mean? You got Giver and Taker in it. So he should have had Given and just done the same.
Oh my god!
It's like Taken, but don't you think? I can't
The
feel the
Speechalizer.
equalizer. I can't feel the equalizer in him. He's just taking out people like he's in Taken.
The first one I liked, and I felt like that as well, D. I felt like the people hasn't contacted him to be equalised.
He's just got in people's business.
He's found a little Russian girl that needs help, or he's found this foreign girl that needs help.
What's going on here? What's going on here? I've got a gun on me.
Getting in people's business.
I looked at it as like this is the introduction of him coming back into the business now, because he's like a what was he?
He's a busybody,
an intelligence officer for the DIA or something, wasn't it? But he's retired and chilling now. So I thought, right, this is the story of him getting back into being the equalizer. So I thought, right, part 2 now is going to be people, right, where's that number? I need the equalizer. But it weren't like that. So I was disappointed with part 2. Whereas I did like 1, because I felt like 1 was going to be the start of the story. Of
the origin.
Yeah. I gave it a chance, so I liked 1.
When I saw that he was going to be equalizer, I just saw Bone Collector written all over it. I don't know why.
What did you think when you saw Queen Latifah was going to be?
Oh my goody gosh! And I've actually watched.
I was coming to that as well.
What's that like? What's the Queen Latifah? I've looked at it, but I haven't
watched it.
My wife's watched a couple. She liked them. She thought they were all right, but I don't think she was a huge Equalizer fan, so she's seeing it from fresh, sort of.
Yes, that's the thing.
But you don't have to really have known that to watch this.
No,
do you?
You can just step into this now as what's that? Robin McCall, isn't it? She is, isn't it? I think. So,
I thought it'd have been Olivia McCall. At least like
maybe I might have made that up. I don't know, man.
Twist. You know what I mean? But,
Roberta McCall.
But the thing is, things like that, things like Denzel Washington's version and Queen Latifah, it's just the name, isn't it? It's just the name.
I think that's why Edward Woodward
could have called it anything else.
We didn't know Edward Woodward. It sort of worked having him because we didn't really know. He might have been known to our parents, maybe another generation.
I saw him in the original Wicker Man.
He was in the older films,
Woodward.
Yeah, he was actually known. But I didn't. First I knew of him was in the Equalizer. So
was in the Equalizer.
Who's this nobody like? But it worked because I didn't know him. If you know what I mean.
It was a star. It was a star. Yeah.
Yeah, when it first came out, I wasn't sold because I was thinking, who's this old guy, this old English guy? What are you doing here?
In New York,
in New York.
After watching a couple of episodes, though, you get it. I was like that with Columbo. I used to hate Columbo. I used to think it was so boring, but after watching him, I thought, this story's quite good, man. This is all right. I used to watch them as well. But
wait a second. That's
ma'am, just one more thing.
We got a third one due out this year that is going to be Denzel and the director. Is going to be their the fifth film they've done together now.
There's another Equalizer
3.
Yeah. There you go, Leroy. There's another Equalizer.
I'm over the moon.
Them two teamed up. I haven't seen Magnificent Seven yet, which I do want to see now. But they
That's
done
a good film.
They done Training Day together as well. You know, I like Training Day.
I hate Training Day.
I like Training Day. It was all right.
I like Training Day.
Training Day.
Training Day was all right.
That's the movie that made me go, I ain't watching Denzel Washington movies.
Wow.
But we digress. This is the Equalizer, not Denzel.
Not the Denzel show.
Yeah.
Edward Woods was for me.
His name, it's just called the Equalizer, but it's nothing. I can't relate it to Edward Wood version.
I don't. I look at it as something different. Yeah, and they're both good.
It's taken. I tell you, it's called Given. In my world, it's Given.
It's a given.
Yeah, it's Given. You know what I mean?
How would you have felt back in the day? Universal actually wrote up a script for Magnum joining up with McCall on a special show.
The Equalizer.
Yeah, but the reason it didn't come across is both crews on both shows refused. They were like, they're two different shows. It ain't gonna work. They refused to do it, and it wouldn't have worked. They ended up using the script as a normal version for the Equalizer. It was an episode called Beyond Control.
It depends what happens there. Is it Equalizer going Hawaii?
Yeah,
or is Magnum going New York?
I can't see either working.
It wouldn't have worked.
Because Magnum likes his tight shorts and Hawaiian shirts. I don't know how he's going to survive.
Walking through New York like that.
Exactly. He would stand out like a proper tourist. Proper tourist American look. With his baseball hat, his big moustache, white shirt.
And his red Ferrari.
Yeah, he would stand out like a sore thumb.
In 70s Brooklyn. Nah.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna look right in his area with his big long coat on, and it's like,
exactly.
Ain't gonna work.
The only way it's gonna work is if Higgins went, because he's English too. They can hang out.
That's his mate.
Yeah, for real.
That's his mate.
For real,
you know
with
what I mean?
2 dogs. Yeah. That's about it.
That's
the 2 Doberman pictures.
That's the only way I see it happen. Get TC to take it in his chopper.
Yeah, the chopper, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Happy days.
Nah. I'm sorry, no, the crossover would have been
glad I'm glad it didn't come off. I'm glad that didn't come off.
Yeah. The Magnum Equalizer. Anyway, but
the Magnumizer.
So, the Magnumizer. The Magnumizer, I like that. But so for our final one, at number one, like we were saying, how you called Equalizer, go to the phone box. I don't know how you got hold of these guys, but you got hold of these guys. And there was 4 of them. We've mentioned these guys before. A movie came out. We always mention them. So, you know, compare the movie to the TV series. You know these guys, man. The Soldiers of Fortune, ladies and gentlemen. The A-Team.
You wished for a movie back in the day. You wished that there was a full-length, feature-length movie back in the 80s. It was
you did.
We'd see that. We'd go to cinema to see that, and it never happened. We had to wait years. We had to wait years for a film to come along.
You did wish for it. But like I was saying in the beginning, there probably was an hour pilot.
Yeah. Someone must have tried it in them years, isn't it?
Yeah. No, there was an hour pilot. You saw the story of how it all happened and how Hannibal got them all back together. I remember seeing that.
That was when BA kicks the doors off. That was that shot. There was that episode, wasn't it? That's how I remember it from that episode.
Yeah. So yeah, A-Team TV show, 1983 to 1987, movie 2010. When it came, when I heard there was a film coming out, I was like, okay, at last. But I wasn't like, oh, it's going to be amazing.
Last.
It was just, at last.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
If it was 20 years ago, it would have been amazing, but now it was okay. Yeah, let's just have a watch of it.
And then when I heard who the cast was, I think I mentioned before, when I heard the cast, I wasn't impressed with the cast.
On paper, I wasn't. When I saw him, I was like, nah, it's Taken again. And it's, you know.
Yes.
Weren't feeling it.
Like the only, I think Murdoch and Face, I'm fine with them too, who played
Bradley
Murdoch and Face. Bradley Cooper and the other guy.
For that. He's good.
They were good, but the
Rampage
mate,
Jackson.
Rampage Jackson and Liam Neeson. I said to you guys before, it should have been George Clooney and Ice Cube for me.
That would have been good.
That's as close. That's as close as you can get. Probably.
That's just me.
After I saw the film, I kind of liked him though. I didn't mind him. Before I saw it, I was thinking this ain't going to work, but it kind of did work a bit. You know,
it did. It kind of did work. I
didn't mind him as Hannibal in the end. I was like, okay, this is.
Yeah, it was okay. Right. It was okay. But for me, he's from when he took on the Taken role, because Qui-Gon Jinn is Qui-Gon Jinn. That's Qui-Gon Jinn.
You don't look at him.
But from when he became Taken Dude, he was Taken Dude wherever he went.
Yeah. He's always a Taken Dude.
Talks in the same way, the same persona, and everything.
Yeah. But the thing is, what's good? But you know what's deceiving about him? When he has a beard and long hair, he ain't Taken Dude. Remember, he was in Batman, and in Batman, he weren't Taken. He was that Rule, whatever his name was in Batman. And then when he's got a beard and long hair, he's a different character. But as long as you're clean shaven, you're Taken Dude.
You're Taken Dude. Someone's getting kidnapped in your family.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's so true.
So for me, the A-Team TV series,
can't replicate it.
The movie didn't. The movie
2010 movie.
It tried.
It had the teamwork. It had the not being too brutal with the action, the killings and stuff, but it just missed that ingredient that all 80s and 90s action movies had. It missed it. I don't know what it is that makes it that, but it weren't.
Do you know that thing? The pattern with all of these TV series that were made into movies, the movies always like to give the viewer that sense of nostalgia and give you something to tingle your 80s senses again.
The Easter eggs, as they say, innit?
Yeah.
Whilst modernising it at the same time.
And sometimes they trip up on that. It's like,
thank you. It's true.
That's what made that.
Because the nostalgia is, it's the 80s.
It's the 80s.
That's the nostalgia. You don't have to still keep on reminding us about it. We know it's the 80s. You know what I mean? So let's get on with it. And that's probably why, Chris, you didn't like Starsky and Hutch. Because there's a fine line to remaking it and either respecting it or doing something completely different.
Sometimes if it's done completely different, it works though. But these ones, there wasn't enough difference. It was trying to be the same, but with humor for kids of this day and age, or for older, younger than us anyway. It didn't seem aimed at us where I thought it should be. It's a Gen X thing, man. It should be aimed at us. But I'm kind of annoyed that it at the moment there's no part 2. There's no No other versions of it. That's it. It's done. All the actors want to do one. They enjoy doing it. And they've all said we'd like to do one again, but at the moment, no production company wants to do it. But I've seen a lot worse films than that that's ended up with sequels and ones. I'm kind of
exactly. No, for real.
Steve can tell you a load right now. Steve can run through. Steve can run through the last 20 movies that came out in the cinema. The last 20 years of movies. Sorry. So another thing that hurt the A-Team film, it came out the same weekend as the Karate Kid remake. So you had two nostalgic films, you know, who were you going to go and watch? And the way the people went, they went and watched Karate Kid and not the A-Team.
Tell you what, I know it's a little bit off topic. I hated Karate Kid, the first one. The
you know
remake,
what, Stacks?
I prefer.
That doesn't surprise us. The remake. Yeah.
The remake seems like rushed through the same story, but really fast.
The remake is good. The remake is good.
It's all right. I didn't mind it.
Stats is the equivalent of Statler and Waldorf.
In one person.
In one person. Like Stacks is, you know, everyone grumpy Grumpy Smurf, Waldorf. Stacks is every grumpy character you remember growing up. Just think of all of them. Cyril Sneer, everyone that's grumpy. Cyril Sneer. Gargamel, everyone that's grumpy.
Oh, man.
Think of them. And Stack embodies them in this podcast. But
did you realise as well who executive produced that movie?
Who?
Ridley Scott.
No way.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was his brother that actually produced it, but he's credited as executive producer.
Yeah, the same Ridley Scott who hates action movies,
exactly.
who criticises superhero films and didn't give the A-Team justice, but still criticises superhero films. But anyway, can't please everyone these days, can you? You know, but
on the whole, for me, I'm preferring pretty much the TV versions of most of the stuff we spoke
of most of these. Do you all concur? Okay, so out of all of these, which had the best movie? Out of all 5 of these TV series, which had the best movie?
Well.
So we're getting Tarzan, Starsky and Hutch, saying Equalizer 18.
Oh, I'm going to go first Equalizer for me.
Yeah?
The first
for me,
one.
Equalizer, hands down. Because The Saint was poor.
Yeah.
Starsky and Hutch was poor.
Yeah.
Tarzan, whack. A-Team, I'll give it a pass, but no.
I'd rather watch Denzel as Equalizer. Same here. I'm up for that.
Yeah. I'll probably have to join you lot and say because the rest are so bad. Like I did like Starsky and Hutch, but it's not memorable. I can't tell you a gag right now. I can't tell you.
Thank you. Exactly.
Did he get wet with a cardigan on? I bet they showed.
No, he didn't.
No, I would have thought they would have recreated that. That's what I thought.
That sounds a bit dodgy though, Chris. But anyway,
did he get wet with his cardigan on?
But anyway,
did he get a drenching? Did he get a drenching in a cardigan?
No, let's just
that's no better.
Yeah, that's no better. That's no better. That is no better. Just leave it there. I would have to say the Equalizer because I wasn't comparing it. As soon as I watched it, I didn't see no, as they say, Easter eggs. I didn't see anything related to, apart from his name. I didn't know anything else.
It could be called.
Is that the same area?
It'd still be.
Yeah. So I would say Equalizer just because it was a good. It could have been called anything. As I said, it could have been called Given. And
Given.
Yeah, and I would have said, okay, cool. So yeah, I would say that. Stacks, what do you reckon?
Wow.
You ain't seen any of them, so that wraps it up today, Gunnar.
You know what? I'd say you were kind of right, actually.
Yeah.
I'll go with the TV series on all of them.
Yeah. Okay. So, out of all these TV series, what is your favorite TV series out of all of them?
That's actually quite difficult. That's very difficult.
That's for all you guys as well. What out of all these TV series, what would you if they're all on now at the same time? You can't record. You have to watch one of them now.
But I'm the age I am in the 80s. It's going to be A-Team if I'm the age I am.
The A-Team all day long.
The age you are in the 80s.
45 Saturdays.
The age you are in the 80s.
I was A-Team crazy. A-Team mad.
It would have to be the A-Team.
Okay.
Now.
It's on now. What is it? It's on now.
Equalizer.
What are you watching?
I go with the Saint. I ain't seen it in so long. I'd have to watch The Saint.
Oh, that's
I
tough,
think it'll be
man.
The Saint. I think it'll be The Saint.
No, in my adult years, Equalizer.
I'm thinking Equalizer. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing The Saint again.
But if it was on now, Equalizer.
I'll say The Saint just because that's out of all these, that's the one I've seen the least.
And I don't think I've seen that since them days. I've never seen that rerun. So yeah, I'd like to see it. But I think for the age I am now, to be engrossed in it, the Equalizer, the old Edward Woodward one.
But I do enjoy it. Like, you know, in all honesty, I've seen Roger Moore's Saint come on, and I watched it.
Yeah, I do too. I do like it.
Yeah, so
but you can't not help think James Bond. That's the thing, isn't it? It's
because he still has his one-liners.
Yeah, he acts like James Bond, innit? He's exactly the same.
In every film he's in.
In every film.
Cannonball Run.
Literally.
Yeah. Wow. So guys, that wraps up our first of our TV shows that go onto the big screen, and we're gonna have another list for you guys soon of our incredible TV shows that turned into not so incredible movies. We're going to switch up as well because we got, there's a lot of cartoons that got turned into films as well. So we'll be back with you guys. So, Leeway, did you enjoy our mad company?
Listen, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I would love to do it again. I'm your biggest fan, understand that, and the biggest fan of this show. So thank you guys for having me on.
Thank you so much.
Good having you on, mate.
But one thing I want from you, Darren, one thing I want from you, I know the little girl at the beginning says, you understand, but I need to hear, you understand.
You know what? I'll do it next time. You understand?
That's it. There it is.
I ain't said that in ages. Thanks for reminding me to put that in my vocabulary. It's like when Smurfs talk. Smurfs always smurfing around and put Smurf every time. I need to bring you understand.
Aaron has a deluge of words he likes to use.
Deluge. Words. Deluge. No, but Leroy, thank you, man. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you ever so much, guys.
We're going to be back with some more. What's it called again, Chris?
80s fun.
No, the name of the podcast.
Old School Movement. You understand?
No, we're going to be back with some more TV shows that got made into movies
next time.
And Leroy, you'll be joining us, yeah?
Love to.
Yep. Wicked. So, guys, I'm Mr. Lucas.
I'm Chris.
I'm Stat.
And I'm Leroy.
And you'll be listening to the Old School Movement Podcast. It's mad, it's crazy. It's all theater!
Till next time. Peace.
Those were the days I remember.
You are listening to the Old School Movement Podcast. You understand?